Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Prog Mondays, where every Monday I discuss anything to do with prog. This week I'm going back to my series that I don't think I've covered for a little while, which is my favourite prog albums of insert year here. So this week's is 1974. I did a big post about 1974 albums on my Instagram. You're welcome to check it out. I will leave my Instagram link in the description. But yeah, there's quite a lot here. Some very, very fantastic albums came out in 1974. I think it's one of the best years for prog, personally. Again, if I've missed out anything, I'm very sorry. This is what I've listened to personally. This is what I've enjoyed. You know, I haven't listened to every album of 1974 that's categorised under progressive rock, but I have listened to my fair share of them. So let's just jump right into it because, hey, let's not waste any more time. So the first album of my pile here is Mirage by Camel. I'm sure you're all familiar with this one. This is a fantastic album by quite an underrated prog band in my opinion, and they have such a great and beautiful and melodic sound, and this is the first album I ever heard of theirs, and I was just blown away. It's just a fantastic record, one that I'd highly recommend to all of you. Maybe if you're getting into prog, I think this would be a good one to listen to as well. Just some great instrumentation and great, you know, improv sections and stuff, and just a beautiful album. I'll take the cover off this one. Next up we have Hergest Ridge by Mike Oldfield. Now this is Mike Oldfield's second record after the very, very well-known Tubular Bells and just before Onward Dawn as well, so it's sandwiched between the two, and I think this is a very, very underrated album. It's just a beautiful and emotional album, and just there's so much thought put into it. It's similar format to Tubular Bells where it's just two parts, and it's just so brilliant, this album. Mike Oldfield's a genius in my opinion, and being so young when he wrote these albums as well and composed them kind of adds to it as well. Just an absolutely fantastic album, and if you've not heard this yet, this is one to check out. Next, I finally get to mention Rush in one of these videos. I mean, I wouldn't really consider this particular album of theirs a progressive rock album, but I thought I'd just throw it in there because it's from Rush, and it's still a fantastic album anyway. So this is the self-titled debut of Rush, the three-piece band, as you all know. I've got a poster for this album in the background there that came in the box set. This is a great album. Not my favourite of the Rush albums in the 70s, but still a great album overall. Very much a hard rock album. There's no real elements of progressive rock here yet, because of course Neil Peart wasn't actually in the band at this point. But this is still a very great hard rock record. If you like your hard rock and, you know, you like that thundering bass and the beautiful guitar solos and guitar work, then this is one to check out. If you maybe are interested in what Rush have to offer that's not just progressive rock, this is a fantastic album. Next up we have Journey to the Centre of the Earth, and this is by Rick Wakeman. This is a solo album. Again, another beautifully written album, and big fan of Rick Wakeman's solo stuff. I think my favourite is the Six Wives of Henry VIII, but this one is also very, very good. I've not heard this one as many times, but it's still great. I think he's just a great composer, great musician, and definitely one to check out if you're into Yes and you want to know a bit more about what they did in their solo careers. This is one to start yourself off with because it's just a beautiful album. So I think you're all going to be familiar with this next one. This is Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. A lot of people consider this to be their best album of all time. Personally, not my favourite Genesis album. Fantastic album though. Very big fan of this album. So, as you know, concept album, this is also a double album. It's got a similar format to The Wall by Pink Floyd. There's a lot of kind of interludes and stuff like that, which is just absolutely beautiful. Such a great record, one that if you're getting into the longer side of prog, like longer albums, not necessarily longer music, but just longer formats of albums, this is definitely one to check out. I'm out of breath because I just ran all the way back up the stairs, but this is just a great album and definitely one of the best of 1974. A lot of you guys who are subscribed to my channel already know that this is one of my all-time favourite albums. This is Red by King Crimson, my favourite King Crimson lineup and my favourite King Crimson album. Such a beautiful album, such a dark album, beautifully written album, and I think this is just where the band really showed their talent. And I've actually tried learning Starless on bass. I've gotten like the first half down, but This is just such an amazing album. It's not too long, it's only got 5 tracks, so please give this a listen if you can, if you're able to. I mean, it's on Spotify. It's just absolutely amazing. I could go on forever about how much I love this album and how much it's affected me personally, and it's just fantastic. Please listen to it if you haven't yet. I don't think I need to take this out of the cover. You can probably see it. This is Welcome Back My Friends to the Show That Never Ends by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. This is a live album. I think this is their best live album that they've done. I've got quite a few of the Record Store Day live albums, but this one is my favourite. Either this one or the Live in Switzerland '97, but this one is probably my favourite. It's the band at their height of their career, at the height of their best albums that were being released. And I believe Brain Salad Surgery had come out just before this album was released. This live album was recorded, so there was some great material on here. I mean, I think the live version of Tarkus, the live version of Carnival 9, I think the first part, I think, is my favourite on this album. Such a well-recorded album, just an amazing album, great band, possibly my favourite band of all time at this point. I mean, I say that because they're my favourite band as of now, but this is just an amazing album, and it's quite a long one. This is a triple album, so similar format to Yes Songs, but I think Yes Songs is a bit longer, but this is just great. It's Emerson, Lake and Palmer in the early 70s, where can you go wrong? Next up, this is more of a recent discovery for me. This is The Power and the Glory by Gentle Giant. I re-listened to this prior to this video just to re-familiarise myself with this album, as I did with most of these albums. I mean, with albums like Red, I didn't have to re-listen to it before the album, but I did, before the video, sorry, but I did because I love the album. But this is a great album. Not my favourite Gentle Giant. My favourite Gentle Giant record is Three Friends, but this one is very good. It's got such a strong start, strong middle and strong end, and it's a very well put together album. Very talented musicians, great vocals on this album. Really like the production of the vocals, and just love it. It's such a fantastic album by a very fantastic and underrated band. So another album by King Crimson, which was released in 1974. This is Starless and Bible Black. This one is one that I'm less familiar with in the King Crimson discography, but I still really love it. My favourite tracks on here are Lament and The Great Deceiver. Of course, Fracture is also on this album. This is absolutely amazing album. Again, same lineup as Red, just fantastic album. Didn't hit me as hard as Red, and it's not my favourite of the King Crimson discography, as I said, but it's still a very good album. From my favourite King Crimson time period, which is 1969 to 74. So that span of years, they made some of their best albums, probably their best albums, and this is definitely included. I think this one gets overlooked a little bit, and it's just a great album. Next up, there's a bit of a glare there, so I'll take it out. We have Apostrophe by Frank Zappa. A lot of comments of you guys are asking if I own any Frank Zappa records or like Frank Zappa at all. I do. I really love Frank Zappa. I got a picture of him up there. Can't really see it though from here, but this is one of my favourite Frank Zappa records. I just love his guitar work, of course, just wacky lyrics. Everything about Frank Zappa's discography I love. Everything about his music. It's just absolutely great, and it always brings a smile to my face because me and my family do love a bit of Zappa, and I think if you have not listened to any Frank Zappa, you are missing out, so definitely an album to check out. So Queen actually released 2 albums in 1974, but this is the prog era of the two, the other one being Sheer Heart Attack. But this is Queen 2, the second Queen album, and this is just an absolutely brilliant prog masterpiece. Now I might get a lot of you guys disagreeing with me here, but this is definitely a progressive rock album. This is so proggy, the way the songs are structured, the way the vocal style, everything to do with this album is prog, and it's just amazing to see Queen doing prog, you know, because I love Queen a lot and I like their stuff outside of Queen too. My favourite Queen album is News of the World, but this is just such an amazing album. This is definitely a close second for me. And I mean, the whole concept of the album, it's not a concept album, but it is just got, I mean, the song titles are very proggy, so yeah, definitely one if you just think that Queen just did like pop hits and stuff like that, please listen to this album because you will be blown away. It's a fantastic album. This is Hatfield and the North's 1974 self-titled album. This is a fantastic album, some Canterbury scene prog coming at you right now, and just some incredible music on here. I really love the sound of Canterbury Scene, things like Soft Machine, of course, and Egg is another one that I really do love at the moment. But Hatfield and the North will definitely one to check out because they've just written some amazing songs and just have some great music. If you want to get more into the intricacies of progressive rock, then definitely check out the Canterbury Scene, especially Soft Machine and Hatfield and the North. This is the only album of theirs that I own, and it's the only one that I've listened to, but it's absolutely amazing. And definitely an under the radar record, one that missed out a bit on the success, and I think that they could have been a bit bigger because I love their sound so much. And finally, to conclude my video today, I'm going to end it on a high note with Relayer by Yes. You didn't think that Relayer was going to skip out on this one. Fantastic album. Relayer is just becoming one of my favourite Yes albums. I mean, Gates of Delirium, one of the best prog epics of all time. If I had done my prog epics list after I'd re-listened to Relayer, I probably would have put it in. But this is just an amazing, amazing album, and one that you guys really need to check out if you like Yes and you're getting more into them. Relayer is definitely one to check out. I'm getting more into the later side of Yes at the moment, and this is just great. I don't really have much to say because this is just a great album. I could go on forever about how much I recommend Yes to everyone, but this is just an amazing album. Please check it out if you have the time, and I think you'll be blown away by Gates of Delirium. It's got so much to dissect from it, so many different sounds, so many different things going on with the short section of Soon, the track called Soon, or the section, being one of the most beautiful pieces of music ever. Just please check this one out. And that concludes my video today. What are your guys' favourite albums from 1974, prog or not? Let me know, and I will try and reply to you. Great list, I think, this week. Got a lot of great albums. A lot of my favourite albums from bands came out in 1974. Next week, I will probably be doing 1970, 1970, because there's so many great stuff that came out in 1970 as well, so you can look forward to that, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for another Wednesday Reviews. This week, just a quick thing before I leave you guys today. If you haven't seen my community page already, next week from the 12th, there are some new laws in the UK allowing more things to be opened up again, and that means that I am actually coming back to work. So upload schedule might be a bit rocky. I'm going to try and film my videos before I go to work and try and have them up by midday, because I don't start really early on in the morning. I start at, midday, but I still want to carry on this YouTube journey, and maybe one day I will be able to maybe just have it as YouTube as my career, because that's what I really want at this point, because it started off as like a hobby, and now that I've built such a big following, it'd be great to just kind of do this for my living and just be able to talk about prog and music all day and talk to new people and all that jazz. So that would be really fun. A lot of people have been asking me to set up a Patreon, and I'm very much on the fence about it because I've got my own personal reasons, but it's very nice of you guys to want to support the channel, but you can support the channel just by liking, subscribing, commenting, all that kind of stuff, and it just means a lot to me anyway. I have a Discogs store as well, following me on social media, just interacting with me in any way, and just letting me know that you enjoy my videos is enough support for me. Alright, see you guys on Wednesday, and have a great day. It's not really a very nice day today in the UK. It's a bit windy. There was a bit of snow earlier, which was very weird. There was like a little flurry. It was quite strange. But yeah, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye bye.